parents planned the family vacation without me. Then they found out who had been paying for everything all along. "You're not coming with us." Those 5 words hit harder than I expected. It happened during our usual Sunday family dinner. Dad cleared his throat. "We've got some exciting news." Mom smiled while Jason leaned back in his chair. "We're finally taking that Alaska cruise we've always talked about." I smiled. "That's amazing. When do we leave?" Nobody answered. Dad looked uncomfortable. "Actually, it'll just be your mother, Jason, his wife, and the kids." The room went silent. "We figured you'd be busy with work," Mom said. "For 10 days. I asked. Jason shrugged. "You never seemed interested in family trips." That would have been funny if it weren't so insulting. I was the one helping Dad after physical therapy, fixing things around the house, and taking Mom to appointments whenever she needed me. Jason always had excuses, yet he was still the favorite. "The cruise was booked months ago," Dad said. "Don't take it personally. Nobody asked me. Nobody even mentioned it." Jason raised his glass. "I'm sure we'll send pictures." I stayed quiet. Then I remembered something Jason never wanted Dad to know. "Dad, who's been paying your credit card bills?" Jason froze. Mom looked confused. "What do you mean?" Dad asked. "A couple of years earlier, my parents struggled with medical bills and unexpected expenses. I quietly helped with groceries, prescriptions, utilities, and eventually their credit card payments. Dad hated feeling like a burden, so we kept it between us. Months before that dinner, I discovered Jason's expensive family experiences weren't being paid for by him. They were being charged to my parents' credit cards. Cards I'd been helping pay off. I handed Dad the statements. "The cruise deposit, did it come from the same savings account you asked me to rebuild?" Dad's face changed. Jason shifted uncomfortably. "Don't do this," he muttered. I ignored him. The cruise had been booked using money my parents didn't actually have. Jason had encouraged it. "You deserve it." Easy advice when someone else carried the consequences. Dad looked at him. "You knew." Jason swallowed. "I thought things would work out." "You knew." Dad repeated. Silence. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Dad looked back at me. "You've been helping us all this time?" I nodded. "I didn't want you worrying." Jason glared at me. "You didn't have to throw me under the bus." I laughed. "You let them exclude me while pretending to be the devoted son." Dinner ended right there. The cruise disappeared with it. A few weeks later, Dad called me. For the first time in years, there were no comparisons, just silence. Then he said, "I'm sorry. We should have noticed who was actually there for us." Months later, my parents planned another trip. Nothing extravagant, just a cabin by a lake. Dad asked me first, "You coming?" Of course. That weekend wasn't perfect, but it was honest. No favorites, no pretending. On our last evening, Dad handed me a cup of coffee. "I spent years believing the loudest person in the room cared the most," he said. He looked at me. I was wrong. For years, I wanted recognition. Proof they finally saw me. Standing beside that lake, I realized the past couldn't be changed, but the future could. Jason still thinks everyone overreacted. Maybe he always will. But these days, whenever my parents make plans, they call me first. And every time my phone rings, I'm reminded that being quietly dependable doesn't always get noticed right away. But eventually, the truth catches up with everyone.